you don't have to talk about every single thing on every single platform, every single minute, every single day. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Get to the Point, where you ask me a question and I give you an answer. I give you advice as quickly as possible. These questions can be about deafness, disability, child abuse, mental health, body image, anything like that, anything that I've talked about on my channel. And if you have a question that you would like answered in the next episode, please use the hashtag #GetToThePoint on Twitter. That is where I will see all of your questions. And one quick announcement that I would like to make: the No More Captions t-shirts are back on sale until March 28th, and this is the last time you will see this particular design until June, where there will be one for Pride Month. So if you want this now, I would suggest getting it. And now let's read a question from Cassie. How do you learn to advocate for yourself in a healthy way after years of mental health issues caused by emotional abuse? So I've been doing YouTube for about 10 years, and for half of that, in the very beginning, it was about makeup. So it was completely different from what I do now for the last couple of years, about 5 years now, which is talking about deafness, disability, chronic pain, mental health, child abuse, and, eating disorders. LGBT stuff is coming in there, right? And it hasn't always been easy. I think compared to a couple of my other friends who talk about this stuff, I get a very small amount of flack compared to some of the stuff that they get. But there are some days that it gets a little bit difficult. So, and as someone who has also dealt with emotional abuse for, so long, it can get very tiresome. It can be really difficult to keep that sort of thing going. And the number one piece of advice I've learned is that you don't have to talk about every single thing on every single platform, every single minute, every single day. One example I can think of is Twitter. I love Twitter, but it can also be a place that I hate very often. Before, I would feel the need to talk about every single thing, and then eventually I just stopped. But people will still tweet out articles like, say, something happened to a deaf person on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday, and then again on a Friday. It can be about the same sort of thing or just completely different things. For example, police brutality in the drive-thru situation. That comes up a lot, and then people will be like, can you talk about this? What's your stance on this? And it just gets so tiresome talking about the same thing over and over, and you just want a break from having to be the activist that you kind of rolled into. This is something that Steph Sanyati, a friend of mine, also talked about. She got tired of being like a spokesperson for all transgender people and just wanted to change her channel into something that was about something else entirely, something happy. That is something that I think is a good thing to think about. So you can set up like a schedule for yourself, if you want to call it that. Just certain days of the week you can go on Twitter or make a video for YouTube or write an article, and then that's it. Maybe pick one or two news topics or just topics in general. Like maybe you want to talk about, for example, somebody got denied service at a drive-thru. Or you can just talk about, ableism, let's say, in general. Like, in general, how hospitals tend to treat disabled and deaf patients. Another acquaintance of mine, Melissa Fabello, she talks about eating disorders and body image a lot. She works, goes on social media Mondays through Fridays, and then she's done for the weekend. Saturdays and Sundays, she won't go on Twitter, she won't go on Instagram. That's it. So yeah, just pick your battles. Simple as that. If you find a topic that really speaks to you on an off day, if you want to talk about it, if you have that headspace, go for it. But if there's other little things that happen every now and then or every single day, you can just leave that up to somebody else. Keep your head healthy. Trust me. I hope that answer helped you out a little bit. Now, again, if you would like to have a question answered, the hashtag #GetToThePoint on Twitter, and I will do my best to choose your question and give it an answer. If you want to help translate this video, I'll have a translate this video link down below in the description box and in a pinned comment. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you later. Bye.